So it's been 2 weeks since we've caught up. Um, I've been working on one on the lesson for the last 2 weeks. How have you guys been going?
About
Yeah,
the
good.
same. I found that I was more off of my lesson than I've been in a while, just because, we had the 5-day challenge and I was like just cranking out information and trying to put it all together and doing something brand new. So that took up a lot of my focus time. But I still worked on God is as dependent on you as you are on him. That seems to be my default.
Mm-hmm.
I always go to that. So
Mm.
I will probably recycle the one that I had last time we met and see if I can't get that more in my consciousness.
Cool. How about you, Carly?
I couldn't find where I wrote it down, but I changed it anyway because I think this is what I had said was no, that's not it. No, it was something like you are the beloved child of God or something like that.
Yeah.
And I said so on my post-it note here, I've got you are a divine child of the universe. And I've been telling anyone who'll listen. Well, so yeah.
Good on you. That sounds
The
sounds
frogs in
about
the
right.
pond.
It sounds about right because the last couple of paragraphs were all about the child within us, and
Mm.
yeah. I always I write it on a little there are special post-it notes and I have it on in my computer so I can always check in. And then when I'm finished with it, it goes in my journal.
Oh, yeah, good.
And this one was, Blessed are you who are willing to ask the truth of God without fear, for only thus can you learn that his answer is the release from fear. So I would kind of dwell on contemplate if I'm coming from fear or if I'm acting with fear or without fear. So kind of just checking in with that. And I don't seem to be worrying too much about fear, so I can tick that one off.
It's good, V.
Since there's only three of us, we can get motoring along, can't we?
We
We should
can.
be able to get a lot done tonight.
Yeah,
But the less people doesn't necessarily mean we move fast.
that's true.
No.
Depends on the people and what comes up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it
Yes, what
does.
comes up, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. We're up to number 9, the problem and the answer. Quite liking this section. Do you want to read that one, Gary?
Sure, I'm gonna need it a little bigger.
Let me see. How
Can
do
we
I
get
get
it there?
bigger? Oh.
Ooh.
You look at this one a bit, don't you, Coralie? Do you know how you make it bigger? Oh, what's this? Drag to
No.
move. Mm, 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 mm.
Um,
I do not know how to make that bigger. If you go over to the three dots on the far right-hand side, it may give you options. Or the four squares in the upper left-hand corner.
yeah.
Well, I'll just read it the way it
Oh,
is.
hold on. What's
Let's
this
get right
one?
up on
Wait,
it.
it's that one. But I moved it. So
Uh,
settings.
no,
Right. Sorry.
what would it be? Language. It's fine. I'll just get close to
What's
the
it going to
screen.
be?
Here we go. Ask anything. Is it tiny for everybody else?
No, it's normal.
Oh, weird. Maybe it's
Hasn't
me.
changed any. Okay.
And would that just be the way life is? It's like I think it's always someone else, but it's actually me.
That's what we're learning, isn't it?
I tell you. Let me see. Oh, wait, what's this? View, Side by side, have full screen. Let's see what that does. Ah, I have
Ah, it was
conquered the
you.
problem. It's you, V. You're so bad that you made it tiny for me. Ah, boy. Okay. That was a beautiful little lesson. Here we go. Ask anything of God's Son, and his Father will answer you. For Christ is not deceived in his Father, and his Father is not deceived in him. Do not then be deceived in your brother, and see only his loving thoughts as his reality. For by denying that his mind is split, and you will heal yours, accept him as his Father accepts him, and heal him unto Christ. For Christ is his healing and yours. Christ is the Son of God who is in no way separate from his Father, whose every thought is as loving as the thought of his Father by which he was created. Be not deceived in God's Son, for thereby you must be deceived in yourself. And being deceived in yourself, you are deceived in your Father, in whom no deceit is possible.
Wow, that was a bit convoluted.
Very convoluted. There was something in here that came to me that I thought was really interesting. Let me see if I can find it again. Do not then be deceived in your brother. And see only. Oh wait, that's what came to me. The first two lines. Let me read it again. Ask anything of God's Son, and his Father will answer you. For Christ is not deceived in his Father, and his Father is not deceived in him. And then it says, do not then be deceived in your brother, and see only his loving thoughts as his reality. For by denying that his mind is split, you will heal yours. That to me was really, really powerful. But there's something that came to me that I've never gotten before, and I may be way off because it was just this little intuitive hit. Ask anything of God's Son, and his Father will answer you. Um, for Christ is not deceived in his Father is not deceived in him. And then he makes the same comparison about us. He says, do not then be deceived in your brother. See only his loving thoughts as his reality, for by denying him that his mind is split, you will heal yours. And suddenly I got this hit that instruction was like a reflection of God in Christ as us and our brothers. Like us not judging others is a bit like God having Christ. Like we create this healing every time we see that oneness. Now, I may be way off. I kept getting like, okay, well, maybe we're playing God, and our brothers and sisters are the Christ figure that we can do our best to heal. But now that I read it again, I don't think that that's necessarily true or inferred. So I'll drop that.
It's helpful, actually.
Say
Yeah.
again?
I quite like when you said we create healing every time we see oneness, and
I
I
think
think
we
that's
do.
Yeah.
But see, that's a reflection then of God seeing that Christ, his son is not deceived at all. And it's almost like I know it's going to sound weird, but like we are being called forward to be godlike and then have our brothers and sisters be like a Christ, like they are part of us. And if we can see that in them, we sort of are this reflection of a reflection of reflection. Like we have to
Mm.
be playing God, and our brothers and sisters are being awakened by our ability to not deny them that oneness.
beautiful.
I never seen that before.
I thought that paragraph went really well with your quote that you had for the fortnight, Gary. Your one that was
Oh yeah, God is dependent
I'm
on you
one
as
with
you are on
God.
Him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it
it does.
went well with that, but then deeper or sideways because it's about our brothers as well.
But wouldn't that be a kicker if we all once in a while I can do it. And once in a while I really, I can see Christ in others. But I will say this, I don't know about you guys, but I experience what's the word? I have a propensity. Is that even true? I have a propensity to see separation first and then wind myself back and see oneness.
Yeah.
Or force myself to see oneness. I almost
Definitely.
find myself going into environments where I put up an armor around people because I don't trust. And then once I feel a little safe, I drop my armor and I start to be able to practice this more. But for me to immediately go into um, crowds of people, I mean, once in a while I can do that. But I noticed that my body has an innate protection around people. If I'm in a car and there's millions of people on the other side of the freeway driving this way and I'm driving that way, I can see God all day long because I'm in a car, you know,
You're in your
and my
bubble.
body's protected from all the madness. But if I'm just kind of walking around, I find myself alert. It could be because I've almost been murdered twice just walking down the street, so that could have something to do with it. But I kind of realized that I have a natural shield um, in groups of people, and then I slowly am able to drop it. Does anyone else have that?
Mm.
Yeah. So you think that's our learning, our learned behavior? Like,
Yeah. Oh no, it most certainly is. I mean, God, how afraid of people can you be in Nanup? That's what I want.
I'm not actually, but
It's
um,
idyllic. I walk down the street
yeah,
and people have like, AR-15 strapped on their back.
yeah, it's a little different. But when I go to the city, it's a little bit like that. But
Yeah.
um, I don't think there's anything wrong with being aware of your circumstances and aware of who's
No,
around
there's
you.
not.
No,
There's definitely not.
no.
I just find that that's my state of consciousness first, and then I can work in the Course in Miracles. I just wonder
I'm
if anyone else
certainly,
had that issue.
I certainly, I don't open up straight away to people. You got to read the room
yes.
Yep, you do.
because otherwise you'll freak them out. If you
I
start
have
talking
before.
about this straight off the bat.
Hmm.
Gently, gently. As someone told me when I was dealing with my mum and just she used to frustrate me so much, you're talking to her in her garden, so talk to her about her garden, and then you can, yeah, then she'll open up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hi, Carly.
Hey, Kali.
Uh, Hi,
Hi.
I really like this one.
Hmm, I like this segment.
Do we have
Well,
any
I think we've done
questions?
a good job of expanding on that
Jumping in?
one. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Gary's story with that client that went into Vegas into that shooting building. It reminds me of that story where he in that moment of profound oneness, he was safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just went in and did what he was aware he needed to do, but he was totally in alignment, not being deceived by God, you know what I mean? Like there was no deception in it. He just followed God.
Yeah.
Do we move on to number 10?
Yep.
Who wants to read that one?
I'll do it.
Go on, Carly. Thank you.
In the real world, there is no sickness, for there is no separation and no division. Only loving thoughts are recognized. And because no one is without your help, the help of God goes with you everywhere. As you become willing to accept this help by asking for it, you will give it because you want it. Nothing will be beyond your healing power, because nothing will be denied your simple request. What problems will not disappear in the presence of God's answer? Ask then to learn of the reality of your brother, because this is what you will perceive in him, and you will see your beauty reflected in his. That's quite a lot, eh? Always amazes me when we talk about sickness and how our society is so set up for sickness. You know, we have all our health systems and everything. And it's so normal for people to talk about their sickness. And, you know, that just be sort of the next thing after the weather.
Yeah.
There's a really important line in here that is so simple, not necessarily inspirational, but really directional. And it says, ask to learn of the reality of your brother. If we understood the reality of each other, we would automatically be in love. Just automatically.
Mm.
So I wrote that puppy down. I think that's a really good one.
Hmm.
Personally, for the daily lessons, I really look for something that's so easy to practice that I won't forget it.
Hmm.
Like, I won't forget this.
I like that line as well, but I also like the one where it's be willing to ask for God's help. Don't know if I'm saying it exactly right because I'm on my phone, but it's
There's lots of good stuff in this one, eh?
Yeah.
like the help of God goes with you everywhere, and then be as you become willing to accept this help by asking for it, you will give it because you want it. So it's like giving and receiving, giving it, asking it, but then giving it and then receiving it, sort of like a circle. And it's all God doing it. And then it says nothing will be beyond your healing power because nothing will be denied through your simple request.
Yes, that's the bit I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great paragraph.
Mm,
I feel like writing it all down, but I'll just make a note of it.
yeah. I have a highlighter and the book.
Like everything else in them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. I don't think we need to break it up anymore, do we?
We lost the screen share, it looks like. Did we lose the screen share?
No,
Oh,
your
oh, that's
computer's.
weird.
Has everyone
My
else? Can everyone else
computer's,
see the screen?
Yeah, it's still the same.
what happened to me? I'm just a bundle of problems tonight. Wait.
Just IT problems.
Oh,
It's
I got
okay.
us back. I got us back. I got me back, put it that way.
Yeah.
I'll read
Okay,
number
all
11.
good.
Do not accept your brother's variable perception of himself, for his split mind is yours, and you will not accept your healing without his. But you share the real world as you share heaven, and his healing is yours. To love yourself is to heal yourself, and you cannot perceive part of you as sick and achieve your goal. Brother, we heal together as we live together and love together. Be not deceived in God's Son, for he is one with himself and one with his Father. Love him who is beloved of his Father, and you will learn of the Father's love for you.
Hmm.
Does it feel like the more we read through this, the more it's dependent on us actually healing together? Or is that just I'm actually realizing that more? It just feels like it's more about there's so much you can do for yourself to be in the right space, but it's about seeing the oneness in your brother
Yeah.
and
I
actually
think that
finding.
this chapter is talking a lot about your brother
Mm,
more than other chapters.
Personally, I think that is the Course in Miracles,
mm,
is the active moment by moment meditation of choosing to perceive God than more than anything else. Like this one quote I've got. God can be perceived. All that is necessary is a willingness to perceive nothing else. So when we perceive nothing else, especially in our fellow humanity, um, we enter a state of heaven. Because remember that story I told about, getting darshan in India and there was just lights everywhere and it was just like this euphoric love. I think the objective is to have that walking down the street.
Mm.
I think that's the objective is that I don't have to be there or wherever there was. I can have that going to Kroger grocery store and I see just nothing but light and the love of God. If I did that, I'd be in heaven all the time. But instead, instead the mind will go to all kinds of patterns, you know. Like that woman's too fat to wear those tights. That guy's got a horrible beard. Oh my God, look what they're wearing. The list just goes on and on and on and on. I'm thinking it's ludicrous. The whole thing is ludicrous. Reality is ludicrous. But don't you think that that is really the objective? We can
Yes.
only do that, and it is a complete 1 trillion% choice when we choose on a moment-to-moment basis to just see the divine in all things.
Mm.
Easy to say,
Yeah.
difficult to do.
Yeah.
Mm. As
But
I get better
I
at
do think that's the practice, though.
yes. I feel that as I get better at it, it's harder to have normal conversations. Because
You know what's going to
people want
happen?
to
We're
talk
all going to
about
be total freaks. We don't belong anywhere.
people want to talk about cancer, and so and so's cancer and this sickness and that sickness, and it's like
Mm.
I don't know what to say to that.
I know.
Mm.
There's
I
not a lot that
guess
you can say.
no.
I
I
mean,
don't know if you
literally,
heard this, but Louise Hay said that she decided not to, I think it was not to speak ill of anybody, and she had nothing to say for a month. 'Cause yeah, because that's normal conversation.
uh, mm.
I guess all I can really say is like I wish them well. It's like move on, try
Mm.
and mm.
And also, and is that sort of in that paragraph before where it said, ask them to learn the reality of your brother. Is that the reality of your brother?
No, it's not. It's only a physical thing.
Hmm.
So
So
the
when
trick
you,
is
so
Where's that? Where's
then,
that line again?
um,
Oh,
a- ask
oh,
them
do
to
not ex.
learn the reality of your brother.
Oh, oh, oh.
so
Yeah,
that was the
I've already written that down.
Sorry, I
Well,
went back.
no, because the reality of your brother is that he is one with God in every moment.
So you're not actually asking your brother then, are you? You're asking God
You're asking God to
the
learn
reality of your
to
brother.
see the reality of your brother.
Hmm.
See, the thing that came up for me about what you just said, V, was oh, is it going? Is it fading out of memory here? Let me hold on to it. Say what you said just about 2 minutes ago or a minute ago, V.
So how do you be in conversation with people when they're talking about their illnesses?
Oh, okay, good. Because my sister has cancer right now. She has colon cancer for stage 4, and pretty serious stuff. And um, I'm concerned about it for sure. But I also know, and she knows that she created it. And so it's not about I think what it is that you can have compassion for whatever reality creates because quite frankly in this world of cause and effect, you cannot escape the consequences of the choices that you make in actions or in thoughts. So those ramifications of what you've chosen to dwell on, those are your creations. Those are yours. Doesn't mean they can't all disappear in a moment of instantaneous enlightenment that all of it's crap and that it really is a complete and total illusion. But when I'm with people and they start going down that road, I think to myself, this is, of course, the divine plan is that we are creative by nature, and this is just what this person has created for themselves.
Yeah,
It's as real as they make it. It's not bad, it's not good. It's just the consequences of what they've chosen to dwell on. And then I have no judgment about it. Would I try to help them? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't have to judge them about it or even talk about it. I just know that they need comfort at that moment. And I don't know if that's what you're referring to, V. Like, do we have to talk to them about it? No. Do we have to tell them that they can heal themselves? No, not necessarily. But all we have to do is just observe
yeah,
that this is what they created at this time. This is the natural consequences of it. I think personally, take that as a lesson for ourselves to not dwell on things that will cause imbalance in our bodies.
true.
It frees us up a bit.
Mm.
I love that, Gary, because um, Chris Walk from America, I don't know if you know him, but he's a cancer person and he
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know him. Yeah.
one, and he healed from stage 4 bowel cancer back 15 years ago, and now he does a lot of podcasts with people that have healed from stage 4 melanomas, but he just gives you great advice if your sister wanted to check him out, because he has really good information and podcasts of people that did the chemo side and the alternative side, but they all got healed in some way. So, and
His name is Chris what?
Walk.
Walk. Okay.
I'll double check my email and send it to you, but it's called Square One Program. So when you look him up on the internet, you'll probably see Square One and his name next to it. But it's very cheap. Like, it was $70 and you get all his Square One program, but it gives you daily guides on how to. So it'd be something your sister could use and repeat, and then you get these free podcasts of interviews weekly of people that have healed or gone into remission. All
That's
different
awesome.
kinds of cancers, but his was bowel.
Yeah, hers is no, not rectal, colon
Hmm.
cancer.
Yeah.
So she just started chemo. I just started it. So
Yeah, so it might
hopefully,
just support a line with the chemo. Like, she'll get great insight on what foods to have and what specific foods people that have healed in the way you're talking. Very,
right.
yeah, where they might have had a 1 month to live and they healed just by following his program.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was thinking of Ian because he had the big lymphoma tumor in his chest. But I recognised he had that, like it says in that paragraph we're now looking at, don't accept your brother's split in his variable perception of himself. And so, like you're saying, we're seeing ourselves, like we're dwelling on things in a certain way, seeing this perception. But then I got Ian to just refocus on his immune system no matter what the doctor said, because it was the size of a grapefruit, and within 6 months it was gone because he focused on the immune system, not the cancer. And literally, I just devised a plan of organic vegetables and just some organic protein through chicken and fish. And he literally followed that plan with joy and comedians. And when he'd have chemo, I'd make him take some sort of comical theme with him, and he'd be laughing during chemo every 2 weeks. And so he had his own plan, and he had gentle exercise like walking the dog. And literally, he walked every day, and he never lost any weight for the whole 6 months of chemo. He stayed stable. In every blood test, he was stable with organic food. And so I'm just saying that it looks like, how could it shrink so rapidly? But within 6 weeks of the start of chemo, it was already not on the screen of the x-ray of the PET scan. But they
It's
still,
awesome.
yeah. So, he was not dwelling at all on the things. He was focused on his immune system and enjoying life, taking care of, making the right choices to keep his body nutrient rich and all of that. So I'm just sharing that because that might be helpful.
Yeah, she's already a freak about her nutrition. So it's the psycho-emotional stuff that has been so difficult for her. But I will definitely, because I know Chris Walk's stuff is good. I've listened to him before when I had prostate cancer, so he's good.
Yeah. So that's why I love this chapter. We heal together as we live together and love together. So I didn't accept the diagnosis because I've seen 3 other people heal through choices and the emotional mental shift, and then the focus on the immune system, not the cancer. Because, when we focus on something, our energy goes to it and it expands. So the focus was on a healthy immune system and how to reboot that with the right choices.
I did start listening to Anita Morjani's book. on my Spotify, but then I got sidetracked with other things. So I'm going to go back to that as well because she died from cancer and came back. She literally died.
Who did?
Mm.
Who is that? V?
Anita Morjani.
Never heard of her.
Ah, I'll send you the link. She's on the Hay House program, with all those gurus.
Wayne
Doing
Dyer discovered her, and then she wrote a book, and he sort of really promoted her. And she
Yeah.
had huge tumors all over her body, and basically was unconscious, dying. And then when you read the book, I'm not sure if that part, because I think the first part's her story, her journey of her life. But
Yeah.
literally 3 weeks after that unconscious state, with God speaking to her, she woke up and healed within 3 weeks of all tumours.
Mm.
Wow.
Because she knew her purpose on earth.
And she's still talking. She does talks with, the crew, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, all those people. So yeah,
Awesome.
she's quite lovely. Number 12. I think we're back to you, Gary. Carly, your screen's too small to read, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. If you perceive offense in a brother, pluck the offense from your mind, for you are offended by Christ and are deceived in him. Heal in Christ and be not offended by him, for there is no offense in him. If what you perceive offends you, you are offended in yourself and are condemning God's Son, whom God condemneth not. Let the Holy Spirit remove all offenses of God's Son against himself and perceive no one but through his guidance. For he would save you from all condemnation. Accept his healing power and use it for all he sends you, for he wills to heal the Son of God, in whom he is not deceived. Wow.
Well, I feel I've been tested in that quite a lot because things happen and I don't take them on board, and people go, "You should be really angry about that. How come you're not pissed off?" And it's like, it doesn't matter. I have plucked it like a weed and it no longer lives in me.
That's a good thing. Does anyone have any questions about this one?
It's actually pretty clear, despite what was that word? Condemneth, condemneth.
Condemneth not. That's very biblical. I condemneth not you.
Or perhaps it's Shakespearean, I don't know.
It does have a bit of a ring to it.
But it's pretty clear. Number 13.
Who wants to read it?
Yeah. Okay.
Go, Carly.
Children perceive frightening ghosts and monsters and dragons, and they are terrified. Yet if they ask someone they trust for the meaning of what they perceive, and are willing to let their own interpretations go in favour of reality, their fear goes with them. When a child is helped to translate his ghost into a curtain, his monster into a shadow, and his dragon into a dream, He is no longer afraid and laughs happily at his own fear.
But I think children learn fear because initially they have no fear, don't they? And that's why you end up having to pull them out of traffic and get them away from the alligator, and because they don't fear anything.
This is actually quite a beautiful paragraph.
Yeah, I love this one too because it's saying when we support the child to translate the fear, then there is no fear because they've got that deeper awareness or understanding, and then they realized they were afraid of nothing.
Well, when you see everything as a child of God, or you see everything as the oneness, then really, I mean, someone once asked me, now I don't know if I could do this in reality, but I sure would give it a go, that if I was ever to meet an alien species, which I believe I already have, if I were to meet that, how would I respond? And I kept thinking, like I've never seen a duck-billed platypus. You know, I mean, will I be afraid of the duck-billed platypus because I've never seen one and they're a new creature to my eyes, or will I see what a cool kind of manifestation of God it is? So I'm just wondering, you know, in all things that we are afraid of, if we translate it through the interpretation, I love what it says, of someone you trust, then the meaning can be reinterpreted. I think that's really beautiful.
I'm a bit caught up in like the idea of, I suppose, like if they say they weren't a frightening ghost, but a kid saw a ghost, that because to me, children are more perceptive and more likely to see spirits or whatever you want to call sort of not traditional 3D stuff, then it's just sort of, is it negating all that? Or is that only me?
I read it more metaphorically, that our ideas that we have, like Trump upsetting the entire election, so we no longer have free elections, or something like that. More of something I would imagine would happen, which would be my dragons and my ghosts and my other things. I took it metaphorically. I didn't take it literally.
Yeah, and I feel like I've had to do that too because, you know, as I said, children will trust implicitly because they are
Yeah.
closer to God than we are, and then they learn the fear. So for me,
Mm.
he's saying children of God rather than actual infants because of what we've learned and have to unlearn the fear. Because the next paragraph, you, my child. Shall we go on to number 14? Because I think that'll flow
Sure.
on nicely. You, my child, are afraid of your brothers and of your father and of yourself, but you are merely deceived in them. Ask what they are of the teacher of reality, and hearing his answer, you too will laugh at your fears and replace them with peace. For fear lies not in reality, but in the minds of children who do not understand reality. It is only their lack of understanding that frightens them, and when they learn to perceive truly, they are not afraid. And because of this, they will ask for truth again when they are frightened. It is not the reality of your brothers or your father or yourself that frightens you. You do not know what they are, and so you perceive them as ghosts and monsters and dragons. Ask what their reality is from the one who knows it, and he will tell you what they are, for you do not understand them, And because you are deceived by what you see, you need reality to dispel your fears. That makes a lot more sense for me. I find that's quite useful because now I can see that if I feel fear, I don't know the whole story. And it's so true because if you learn, this is why people carry on about, the dangerous animals in the Australian outback or even in the Australian backyard. But the thing is, once you understand and this has happened when I did deep sea diving, once you understand shark behavior, it's not so scary. You know what you need to do to stay safe, and you keep an eye on your surroundings. And if you're fearful, you're attracting what you're fearing. So that's just self-sabotage, isn't it?
Yep. And this is kind of ties so beautifully into that one paragraph about dragons and monsters. I think it fully describes that you
Yeah.
perceive your brothers as ghost monsters and dragons.
Yes.
And reality, as they're referring to in this paragraph, I really do think that is, looking through the eyes of the Holy Spirit.
And if there's any fear in our observation, we're not looking at reality.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I love this one because I find when I'm working with people, I help them see the perception from no longer fear. And so, even back to the cancer one with Ian, and I'm bringing this up because I did TMRT on him, Gary.
Oh, good.
I only did 3 sessions, and that was all that was required. And they were probably within a month or 2 into cancer when he finally was ready for that. And in those perceptions, he had a memory of his childhood falling down a stairwell when he was about 2.5 to 3. He sort of remembered, but nothing else. He just remembered the fall. The other one was of his brother dying of cancer when he was 8 years old, brain tumor. So then, and the other one was linked to his mum dying of Parkinson's only a few years ago. So literally those 3 TMRTs shifted everything. And he didn't need any other session. So he was back on emotional mental track following his immune system. And then I recognised that the symptoms of him losing his hair were getting me. So I TMRT'd what I was seeing when he was in front of me physically. My perception of illness from chemo, because he actually had no symptoms, it was more like the hair loss. So he looked a bit, by the end of 6 months of chemo, a bit heavy, physically tired. So I did a TMRT on my mind of my perception. And every time I saw him after that, which meant my energy wasn't amplifying his illness. Instead, my energy was only seeing the truth through his eyes. Every time I looked at him, so I only did 1 TMRT on that. And every time I saw him after that, my eyes only met his eyes and only saw joy and health.
Oh, good for you, Kelly. That's powerful.
Yeah. So I'm just sharing that because that then supported everything else he was choosing. A new diet, a way of supporting himself with exercise and all of those things. Like they all came into play, but I did do the TMRT on those three major things and then my own
That's beautiful.
perception so that I wasn't buying into, is it working or is it not working? Instead, I just cleared that, knowing it was working.
There's something really extraordinary about the TMRT process. I don't even know quite how or why it is so effective, but well, I kind of do. But I was working with a client right before I got on this call, and the first thing out of her mouth was, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to be here. I want to die. And I want to commit suicide. And I'm planning out how to do it. And someone introduced me to you, and I want to have a conversation. And so I had that conversation with her, and I did the TMRT on her future vision of her dying alone in a hospital room with absolutely no one that cared for her at all, no advocates, no anything. And so I did the TMRT on the future trauma, or the anticipatory trauma. And she came out of that process and she's like, I said, well, how are you feeling? She says, I feel hopeful and I feel calm. And she said, I no longer want to kill myself. And I'm thinking, how did that happen? By moving your eyes and pretending funny colors are coming into this image you're seeing in your mind, but it reconsolidates the complexity of the fear that she's been contemplating and the images that she's been putting into her mind of the future. And it just reconsolidates it all and makes it neutral. And I'm consistently pleasantly surprised at what people can achieve with it. Yeah.
So good.
So
So I feel like that chapter really sums up that perception and your fear and how the fear is energizing what you don't want. But as soon as you understand it, you're then back into a new perception, which, like you said, could be hope, could be joy. It could be self choosing a new way of orientating to the perception of reality. But it's enough to shift it, shift the energy back into where you want to realign, which is our soul and God, etc.
yeah.
Well, there's only one paragraph left, but we have 2 minutes, so we'll have to do that next week.
And I just want to really love the future one, Gary. I'm going to try that and see if you're keen to do a future one, because that would just finish off the whole piece of his 2024 cancer thing that was resolved really quickly. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Beautiful, guys.
what are we taking away for this week?
Something very
I've
simple
got
for
one.
me. Go for it, Carly. Beauty before age.
We heal together as we live together and love together.
Lovely.
Mm.
Anybody else?
Okay, Gary.
Mine is ask to learn of the reality of your brother.
Mm.
Like, God, teach me the reality of what I see in others. I like that better.
Yes.
I had both of those, but I ended up going with be willing to accept God's help, ask for help.
Mm. What was yours, Gary? Because I think I'll take that one.
Okay. I really need it at this moment because I just got this so interesting text and I have to apply it immediately.
Mm. What was your lesson? Ask.
Let me get this written down.
Yep.
God, teach me the reality of what I perceive in my brother.
I might still stick with what I had. We create healing every time we see oneness. We are being called to be godlike. See our brothers and sisters as God's sons. We see only their loving thoughts as their reality. It's a long one.
Nice stuff.
That is.
Beautiful. Thanks, everybody. See you all next
Thank
week.
you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I had like 3 calls I'm meant to be on right now, and I checked with the divine and I kept getting come to this one. So that is why I'm here, and I'm glad I did.
We're graced by your presence.
Vice versa. Mirror, mirror. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night,
Yeah.